Righto. So, hello and welcome back to episode 8 of The Willy Show. I'm joined by a good mate of mine, Ricky Skiathitis, who I've known for years and I've only just learnt his last name. Ricky was in the army in the unit that I'm part of. A few years ago, you got out.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, deployed to Afghanistan, all around, and then he has started a gym, sort of a fitness cult almost, I'd call it, because I'm there and it's epic.
Yeah.
But anyway, a lot of people trying to do that transition from defence into the fitness industry tend to make mistakes and it doesn't work out due to the fitness industry can just be an oversaturated market terribly.
Yeah.
Most of those are booty girls and that's how Ricky's got in.
Yeah, it's exactly how I got in,
and
actually.
that's how I'm in there. Yeah, but Ricky's sort of going to go through what he found, mistakes he made, because there's always some along the way.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And that's where you learn from.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, hello, Ricky. Thanks for coming on, man.
No, thank you for having me on, Willy.
Oh, that's fun.
A pleasure.
I hope that was a good enough intro for you.
Yeah, no, you did well. Especially got my last name very right. So.
Yeah, I only learnt that 5 minutes. Anyone watching this 2 minutes ago, I was like, hey, man, what the fuck's your last name? I know he was Ricksky, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, it was always when we were on parade and all I would hear is Ricky, all you hear is privates, Ricky. And you'd be like, that's me.
Private Ricky's.
Yeah. Start stumbling. Yeah, I got everything.
That's me, sir. I'm here.
Yeah.
Shit. So you mentioned the army. When did you first get in?
So I got in 2011. So so originally from Melbourne and joined in 2011.
Yeah.
Before I actually got in, I was in the fitness industry. So I actually started in the fitness industry and then got into the army from there. Yeah.
Oh shit! You already had some bloody experience.
Yeah, I know. So lucky for me, I did have a little bit of experience.
So what were you doing there?
So I was a PT before I joined. So I joined when I was actually 25. So had a little bit of experience in the workforce before I joined the army.
Yeah.
Was a PT for a few years before that, and then decided to transition into the army from there.
Epic. And you went straight into the infantry for those who want to know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so Kapuka, Singleton.
Yeah.
And then straight on to 7RAR?
Yeah, straight to 7RAR. Yeah, straight out to the Radelaide.
Yeah, the best unit. The best unit in the army for anyone wondering.
Yeah, that's right.
And they were in Adelaide at the point?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
so
they just come down.
Just got there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So everyone thought I actually came down from Darwin.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was old and I was already balding. So maybe people thought I was aged very quickly. So straight to Adelaide and straight into the battalion with the boys.
Fuck. And then when did you end up deploying with 7RAR?
So I didn't actually go with the first trip in 2012. I was in Alpha Company at the time, and we got given the trip. We got the consolation prize off the East Timor. Which wasn't a bad thing because East Timor wasn't too bad for us. And then we got told towards the end of that trip, or when we got back, you've got 2 weeks. You're going to Darwin because then you're going off to Afghan from there. So it was a back to back for us, and some would say we got kissed on the dick. So
I'd definitely say that. And how was Timor?
Timor was, it was fine. All the chocos were down there. The reservists.
No, you can go chocos. I will.
Yeah, so all the chocos were there, and we just basically had to oversee everything that was going on there while they were packing up shop. So, yeah. Yeah,
so that was 2012, did you say?
Yeah, end of 2012.
So I guess that was almost coming to the end of Timor, wasn't it?
Was the end of Timor.
As far as our full-time position there.
Yeah, that's right. So we shut down bases as we go along. So, yeah.
And then you got chucked straight into a GAN trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you even come home after that, or did you go straight to Darwin?
No, we came back for 2 weeks, had a holiday.
Yeah.
And then from there we went straight to Darwin and, did all our MRE stuff up there and, then got sent away. So.
And how was that, knowing you were going over?
To Afghan, it was a win.
It's a massive win.
I suppose that's, we join infantry to do our job, and that's our job. And, getting over to Afghanistan, knowing that the boys had already been there, knowing what we missed out on. And I'm always I've got FOMO all the time. I hate missing out on things, missing out on that. Yeah, definitely had FOMO. So to get our chance to get over there was, definitely something I wanted to do. So
fucking hard to feel that. And who'd you end up going with?
We went with Charlie Company.
Charlie Company.
Yeah. So we ended up going with Charlie and we went with Bravo.
Bravo.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember. I went through every single
Yeah.
company.
Yeah, I feel you. I've done a bit the same.
Yeah. Sorry, we
Jumping
went
around.
with Bravo. So
Yeah.
went over with those guys.
Yeah, and your position was.
I was lead scout, but I was also combat first aider. So
Yep.
I was also CFA in our squad. So.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people had some interest over you carrying like the HK.
Oh, yeah,
417.
yeah.
And people are like, oh, is he SF? And like, he wishes. He's got a beard now.
Well, I definitely wish,
Especially on those trips.
Yeah,
those
definitely.
days.
Yeah, no, we're very lucky to grab one of those and be up the front of the section.
Yeah, they're looking cool. That's what it's about.
Oh
man.
well, yeah, you got to look fly.
Yeah. Pretty fly for a white guy.
Yeah,
Right? We can say that.
yeah, sure can.
So what was sort of the hardest parts of your trip when you were there?
Obviously being away from your family.
Yeah.
That's always going to be hard no matter what. Especially for the amount of time we were away. Being in Sydney for about 6 weeks before we went to Timor.
Yeah.
Being in Timor for 4.5 months or so, especially over the Christmas and New Year period. Coming back for a couple of weeks and then straight to Darwin and off to Afghan from there. We had a fair period away, so that was obviously the first one. The second one that probably rang home for me was at the start. Especially we were there when Cameron Bird was killed in action.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I played footy with him when I was very young. So
Rugby footy? Or?
AFL. Yeah,
AFL footy?
Yeah. So we sort of grew up around the same sort of area. And when you cross paths with somebody and then later on, to hear that name and to know you cross paths with that person along the way and to being, the country at the time was, just sort of went shit, like,
It's game changing, isn't it?
Even though people before us were going, it's going to be an easy trip, there's nothing going on, blah, blah, blah. For that still to happen, it's still going to hit home no matter what.
You're still in a fucking war zone.
At the end of the day, that's right, yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
oath.
Yeah.
It was actually Maddie's memorial yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Or the day before.
Yeah.
It was about that time.
Yeah.
But I was actually I was reading a post about how he has become like an inspiration for like an entire generation of soldiers.
Yeah.
If you look around like the soldiers of like my gen or almost particularly the new generation coming in,
yeah.
he's like a god.
Yeah. I think just because he's in our sort of era. You know what I mean? So and someone definitely to look up to for sure.
Oh fucking hell. And then you came back off your tour.
Yep.
And then how long did you spend in the unit before you ended up pulling the pin?
So I was in for another 18 months, I think it was. Yeah, about that. So we got a good few months off. Coming back from there, we accumulated a fair bit of leave, and myself and one of the other boys jet-setted overseas for a bit.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Where'd you end up going for
We
that?
ended up in South America.
Yeah.
I don't think I put any papers in for that, so I'll keep that hush. Don't tell anybody.
That never happened.
So we ended up in South America and had a bit of time away for a bit, and then came back. I actually had a back injury through my trip over in Afghan.
Yeah.
And spent the rest of my time basically just rehabbing that from there. So which wasn't the best. But what can you do? You got to get back into it.
That happened. And did you end up being medically discharged? Or?
No, I didn't. No, I ended up getting the back right and then discharging months after that. So a few months after that.
Fuck, that's all right.
Yeah.
And then how long after being out did you then start back into the sort of reintegrating into the fitness industry?
Yeah, well, I suppose I was trying to find my way as I was transitioning, as we're supposed to all do. You know what I mean? You can put anything on a piece of paper and someone will believe it. I suppose, I started finding my way and trying to make my transition out. Being in the fitness industry previously, I had a lot of things that I wanted to achieve. And obviously opening up a gym was one of them. So I started to sort of put the wheels in motion for that and creating a brand that I wanted to be proud of.
Fucking oath. And was it run-of-the-mill fitness at the time?
Yeah, it was. It's always been run-of-the-mill fitness, yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, which is good. So I suppose I was just driving home one day and I was like, what am I going to call my branding? And I remember the saying is just, it's just run-of-the-mill or like, You know, and if you look at like what it actually means ordinary. But
Yeah.
I feel we're not a very ordinary place, you know.
No, fuck, I love coming
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I put myself as like the honorary member. Of
Definitely.
I just rock
for
up
sure.
like, hey dudes, like I'm not working out, but I want a coffee.
Yeah. I'm here for a coffee. And I'm out.
Occasionally, it's like I'm going to run to the mill for a brew, but I can't wear like PT gear,
Yeah.
so there's no chance I can get roped into this workout. Because next thing I'll rock up for a brew and I'll end up doing snatches.
Yeah, that's right.
Kill myself.
Yeah. Oh, look, this guy needs a partner. Nah, so it's always been run of the mill from the start.
Yeah.
I suppose when I was transitioning, I'm like, you know, how am I going to create this brand?
Yeah.
And I've always seen it as a brand as well. And what I looked to do and looked to put in place was I needed an identity. And that identity started with a logo. Then from there, it just started with social media and just grew from there. So
Yeah. It looks like it's been going well, particularly in the last sort of 12 months when I've had a lot to do with you.
Yeah.
It's grown massively.
Yeah.
And I haven't been part of the last years previously.
Yeah.
But I guess that's where the groundwork is, and it ends up sort of paying off now.
Yeah, definitely.
But and that's brilliant. So if anyone was leaving defence,
Yep.
in those first sort of few months of getting into that industry,
Yep.
where are they going to get stuck? What are the hurdles for them?
Well, firstly, obviously, you need your certificates. You need to go get certified.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. And I think, you know, it just comes down to experience. Like, you know, I had the experience. I was lucky enough to have the experience. But some people just don't want to put in the effort all the time. Like, it's just not your certificates. It comes down to building rapport with people, you know, putting in the time that, you know, you're not going to get paid for. You know, and putting all that into place. It's building your craft. Like I see my coaching as a craft, you know. You know, I don't know everything, okay, and I like to stay in my lane. As in, you know, I enjoy strength and conditioning. You know, I don't just do HIIT workouts and so on and so on. You know, so it's try and grow your craft, you know. If you're going to be in the fitness industry, there's so many different modalities of fitness out there. There's so many sort of pathways you can take with it. But choose one that rings true to you, and then start to create, you know, your own sort of way of doing it. And, you know, it doesn't have to be unique. It can be just the same, but it just depends on what your rapport is with people, you know. And I think that's what's got me over the line in the past.
Yeah. And do you think sort of because I know you've mentioned before to me that you've had members from the beginning.
Yep.
And we won't say, but I know. I think I know a few of them anyway.
Yeah.
Who are always fucking there, and I'm there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you guys live here or something?
Oh well, yeah. I think we could call her out. There's Jo Miller. She's,
I love.
Yeah, she's definitely part of the furniture.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, you just grow that loyal following, I suppose, and you become friends with these people and grow relationships. And yeah, I probably see Jo more than I see Bryony sometimes.
Yeah.
Which Joe's probably happy about, and Bryony's not. But yeah, you just grow relationships with these people, and you know, everything just grows from there, and you have that loyal following, which is unbelievable. I suppose it just comes down to what you create. Yeah.
And have you ever had sort of a bit awkwardness though between, because of course you're still running a business, and these personal relationships? Like I know I struggle with it occasionally with. And this is like, there's no money involved, but guys like, hey man, can you like share this or do that? Like, oh, like you're my mate, I'd do anything for, but fuck, do you ever find a bit of that?
No, to be honest, no, not really. Like, you know, I think the biggest thing that we do as coaches and as gym owners as well, we really go outside of what we do sometimes, and that means that, you know, sometimes you do have to put just time into it without getting paid, you know, and that just goes to show, you know, what type of a person you are, you know. There's competitions that people from the gym do. There's events that people from the gym do, you know, and I'm always there no matter what. You know, except for your tie flip, unfortunately. I was in
the biggest one.
I know. I was shattered, but
no, this year you've got your own fucking tie.
This year, don't worry. I feel like I'll have to do it by myself.
And the teams.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, there's certain events where you have to be at, or not have to be at. You want to be at because you want to see people grow, and want to see people achieve those goals that they've created, and they've come to you to create them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess you and them have put in a lot of effort.
100%. Yeah,
to sort
it's
of
game
get
day.
the end result.
Yeah, it's game day. You know what I mean?
Fucking oath. And those actually getting results is just as much a benefit to them, like big achievement, as it is to you, because it means what you're doing is fucking working.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And it just, like I said, it just grows our relationship, and it just grows our community as well.
Yeah.
And it just shows how much time we put into it outside of just the gym. You know what I mean?
And do you sort of think that sometimes you almost cut away, because you mentioned that you do a lot of unpaid work.
Yeah.
Do you sort of feel that you're running this more as a community than a business?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That
definitely.
it could be more profitable if you lost that community aspect and went to like almost like an anytime gym sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you're like, well, no, because I don't want that. It's not just this isn't just a money churning machine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
This is my community, the people I train, they're my friends. Yeah. Well, I guess they're all your friends first.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of them were. And then, obviously, like I said, you build those relationships within the gym, and you really get to know each other really well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking know.
I'm a big advocate of banter, and I'm sure everybody would know that. I probably talk the most shit in the gym. But that's how I grow relationships, you know, that's how I grow friendships, and that's how I grow my community.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I reckon some of us may have got to know each other a little bit too well at the last Christmas party. Yeah. There was a bit of piss drink. Oh, Jesus. That was a huge night.
Yeah. Our Christmas parties tend to go a bit wild, along with our wine tour coming up.
Actually, when I want to come on that. I've got to actually give you some money.
Yeah, it's July 27th for those of you who haven't.
For those of you who haven't. Next thing is just all these randos. Like, we're going on the run of the mill.
Where we going? Yeah, can't wait.
We've got like 3 buses going.
Yeah, I reckon.
I'd be keen for that though.
Oh, definitely.
But I think it really does show the sort of what you can do with the community aspect of the gym.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think your service helped you sort of have that sort of attitude of having a really close-knit group rather than just this is just a business and just churn?
Oh, definitely. That was a big reason why I joined the military. Was I felt I didn't. I was a PT before, but I felt nobody really took me serious. I had all these clients and stuff like that, and we did build, and I did have a great rapport with them. I did have a great personality and everything, but I think I just didn't have that life experience behind me, and that's what I've always had in the back of my head, that I need that life experience, and that's what I turned to the military. I had a few other things going on at the time, a few personal sort of things that sort of pushed me towards that way as well. But I did want to get out and outside my comfort zone a little bit and really, see what I was, not made of, but really sort of see what experiences I can create. And all those experiences led me to here, you know what I mean?
And including, Maddie, who was going to be on tonight with us, one of your best mates, if not your best mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's from the army. Yeah. However many years later, you're still hanging out with that prick.
No, I can't get rid of him. No, Maddie's like my son, to be honest. We moved in together when we were early in the battalion, and I had to teach him how to wash his clothes and how to clean the oven. And
Ryan's still doing that, isn't he?
Yeah, all the little things. He'll probably deny it if he's watching, so or listening. But yeah, no, the friendship that we've created is unbelievable, and I'm very grateful for him. I'm very grateful he came into my life, and we've grown such a great friendship and a great brotherhood, and we're always there for each other.
Like you can always see it. You can see it by the amount of banter. It's always that if someone treats you like shit, they like you.
Yeah. We're falling out a few times, but
all good mates too.
No, that's and we caught up on the weekend and had a really good chat about life and stuff like that, and especially my last few days I've had a good time to think about a few things, and we caught up on the weekend. It was really good, and when you can turn to somebody like that, is something special.
Oh, it's always important, to have people you can turn to who you trust 100%.
Yeah.
Even if you're not like you mentioned, you had a falling out. That happens to all friends.
Yeah,
it always does. It just,
that's it.
You see each other that much.
It's a relationship.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a relationship where you can hit them, and it's all right. But it is so important to turn to those people. And I think
100%.
Any bloke of sort of our age, in our age bracket, we sit in like the highest suicide rate ever.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. And it's easy to keep things in, you know what I mean?
Oh, fucking oath. And it's sometimes might seem like the best way to do it. And it's the shittest way ever.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So, and I guess you guys came off the back of some pretty hard trips to Afghan too.
Yeah.
Like, although, you know, you might go, it wasn't much happening, but in the trip previous, there was a fatality.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, you know, it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I guess that was a big time for 7RAR.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it was huge. Like, you know, people going away left, right, and centre. You know what I mean? And like, you know, like you said, there was a fatality while we were over there in our trip. You know, there was a firefight over in, I think it was Kabul, while we were there as well. So, you know, the threat was still real, even though it wasn't present daily.
Yeah. And that's not an easy thing to live with. You know, some of the research actually showing soldiers who actually don't see it actually get significantly worse effect out of it. I'm not 100% sure why. I guess the thing I was reading would have, I just took the key points. That's how I fucking roll.
I'll take that and that. Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Yeah, definitely.
And how do you look at the rest of the fitness industry? Like currently, from where you sort of came into it?
Yep.
Because you sort of came into it, so 2000, like late noughties.
Yeah.
And then sort of out, and then in like again in like 2015, 16.
Yeah.
And I guess that whole industry had flipped 180 because it went from an industry of gyms and bodybuilding, whatever, to like an Instagram phenomenon.
Yeah.
Have you seen a big change?
Oh yeah, it's massive. So I've been in the fitness industry for over 10 years.
10
now,
years,
You know, I think I did my certificates back in 2005. So what are we? You know, we're 14 years down the track. Yeah, I know it's crazy when you look back at it. It's like, how old is this dude? So just to look back on it, it's crazy. You know, you've gone from these commercial sized gyms, where you've got you back then you had your Genesis and stuff like that, and you know, I grew my way through the fitness industry through a leisure centre, which I don't know how many people go to a leisure centre gym these days, and I'm sure there's still a few.
It's the same people that were at them when you were there.
Probably, yeah,
they're just dying off slowly.
So you know, gym instructing, you know, gym instruction, being a gym instructor was a job, like, and that was just hanging out in the gym for 6 hours a day, you know what I mean? And then doing some personal training, and that's when Les Mills classes were just like, boom, they were the biggest things. Yeah, like your Zumba and your body pump stuff. Oh, Jesus. All that type of stuff. And look, it's all got its place in the fitness industry. That's always going to be there. But then to get back out again and go, all right, you know, where's the fitness industry heading these days, you know? And I suppose I gravitated to a fitness modality in the form of zoo training, which is very body weight influenced. So I gravitated my way to that and into the CrossFit scene as well. So yeah.
So zoo, what does that actually stand? Is that an acronym for something?
So ZW it was created in the Gold Coast by a man named Nathan Hellberg. Yeah. He saw it as a way to sort of you know, change movement. So using your own body weight as obviously movement. Yeah. And it's, you know, all those people that struggle with injury, they can still move at the end of the day. You know, whenever we've got an injury, what do we move back to? It's movement, and it's simple movement. So that's, you know, what we want. That's what he was looking to create. You know,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. We run zoo classes, and I'm lucky enough to be a zoo trainer and you know, more like a master trainer and run courses in Adelaide. Yeah. A couple times a year, which is pretty good. Yeah.
So is that actually so it's only body weight, or is it weighted as well?
No, it's only body weight. You do have a weighted sort of scene to it, which is Iron Zoo. Yeah. And those zoos, Iron Zoo gyms are throughout the Gold Coast, and now starting to pop up around nationally. They've got one overseas in London as well, I think it is, in the UK. And that sort of weights and zoo incorporated. So yeah.
Because I know with my dabble in the fitness industry, being fuck all not 15 years, I'm barely that old. But in the last, say, 10 years, that whole sort of almost, I'd describe almost like primitive functional working out.
Yeah.
Is it fucking everywhere now? Like,
well, zoo is it does incorporate your animal type movements, although we don't call them, say it's, animal flow or whatever like that.
Yeah, but it is functional fitness.
It is still functional fitness at the end of the day. Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's not like, your 80s and 90s with Arnie out there on Muscle Beach pumping iron.
Yeah, pump it.
The glory days.
Nah, not at all.
Fucking leopard print trackies and shit.
But it all, like I said, it all has its place, you know what I mean? And I suppose CrossFit changed the scene with all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And bodybuilding has got its place in the fitness industry, and it's still got a big stranglehold in the fitness industry.
Of course.
And then, if you look all over Instagram, it's got a massive scene on Instagram,
Yeah, but it's almost gone from bodybuilding to like sort of your physique almost. And do you think that's become because you've sort of been pre-social media generation, I guess.
Yeah.
Like really like heavy social media.
Yeah.
To now social media generation. Have you seen a bit of a step on that people more, it's sort of form follows function? I guess maybe not at your gym because it is a very...
Yeah, our gym's very... Yeah, our gym is very sort of functional. We're more about quality of movement and everything like that. But yeah, I do understand what you mean.
In the wider industry.
Yeah, in the wider industry it can be. But I suppose once you cancel out that noise and you don't sort of follow it. Yeah, and I don't follow any of that just because it's just not my scene.
No, you follow me on Instagram.
I follow you on Instagram.
Everyone knows this rig gets me up, that's it.
I've seen you flip a few tires.
Battle chassis. Got it. That's good shit, man.
Yeah.
So as far as your hurdles along running this gym, what major hurdles have you hit that you were like, I think this is closing the business?
Yeah.
Like, this is it. We're fucked now.
There's battle stations.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I've been through some ups and downs as a gym owner, and I've been through ups and downs just as a person. And sometimes you try and separate the two, but you can't because you have such a passion for it. When I got into the gym, I previously had a partner, and we grew the gym together, and for along the way we sort of just, our paths weren't crossing. Our paths were going down separate ways, so we decided to make a split. Then from there, it's sort of, I've owned it solely for 18 or well over 18 months now. I suppose the start was pretty tough. It was just like, I was still doing a lot in the gym previously, obviously, but just to be on your own then, and to have yourself to rely on. I sort of had to change the way things would sort of work systemly, and that took a long time.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen overnight, changing systems and changing the way you run things, et cetera, and it's always evolving. You're always looking for the next, and then
I guess if you're not current, you fall behind very quick.
Well, 100%. Yeah, you're always going to be evolving, and I think members of the gym would know how much I put into it and how much I moved things and changed things and evolved things. Every time someone's coming in, it's like, oh, where's this? Oh, it's around there now. Oh God, you moved it again. And people would definitely know that happens quite often and quite regularly. Because I do like to mix things up a little bit and and see how it works. But things as in hurdles and things along the way, like I said, I've jumped through many. I've probably hit a few along the way. Yeah. And obviously financial is always going to be there. But like I said, you always do things for the passion. I think, especially in the fitness industry, you do a lot of this for the passion of it. You're not going to make millions out of the gym, but what you do get out of it is worth more than a lot of money out there.
And where do you think your passion for health and fitness comes from?
I think it just comes from helping people. I've always had that sort of emotional connection to helping people. and I think that's where it's grown from. And I think that started when I did start in the fitness industry, where I was looking for something. Like, I used to drive forklifts. Like, straight out of school, I got through year 12. I just got through year 12. And then, I drove forklifts for like 3 or 4 years, not knowing my path, and then getting into the fitness industry, I thought that would be my path. And then I got to sort of that point in my life where it's like, I need something different. And then it sort of just got me back onto that path to where I am now.
I guess the mill is good for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting guys like, I was part of a thread the other day on social media about this. Like, dad was like, look, my kid's like 20 years old. He doesn't know what he's doing, literally driving forklifts, shit like that. Like, what do you reckon? And like, me and Ryan jumped on and we're like, look, join the mill. Like, at worst, it's a few years.
Well, that's it.
But it can really ground you or find where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I guess with yourself, you had so close contact with people, you almost found your calling of, well, I want to help people.
Yeah.
What am I? You need to look at sort of your self-skill of, I'm good at fitness, I'm good at the health and fitness industry. That's how I can help people. Is that sort of how you saw it?
Yeah.
If I was really academic, I'd be a doctor, but I'm not.
Yeah, and it's like, how can I grow this? How can I grow this want and passion for helping people? And joining the military is sort of just, that's where you get your leadership skills. That's where you got a lot of other skills through there. And I suppose transitioning from the military, a lot of that has transitioned into my coaching. Yeah. And it's always, like I said, going to be evolving. You know what I mean? So, that I think my want to help people and my passion for what everything I do, and I put everything into it, has sort of what's got me over the line there.
Yeah, in my opinion, it shows too.
Yeah, cheers.
About becoming the gym as not even like as an honorary member, I put it. And I know. I reckon I know basically everyone there.
Yeah.
Not by name. I'm fucking useless.
Yeah.
Every time I come, like, Matt, I'm like, hey, you. Like, hey, man. Like, hey, love. But it is a fantastic community.
Yeah,
we have to go in the piss together, go on wine trips together. Yeah. Like, I know, half the PDIs, I wouldn't do that shit. Fuck off. And what's next for you and for the gym? Like, personally and business-wise?
Business-wise, firstly...
Don't give any secrets in case someone's here with a notepad going, fuck yeah, we got him.
That's what he's doing.
We got him.
Yeah. Well, we're lucky enough to put the coffee machine in, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So probably the best thing we've ever done in our lives.
Yeah, fucking A.
But yeah, I suppose next business-wise is just keep evolving. I think it's traveling in such a way that's really great, and we're just going to keep growing from there. Personally, I've got a few things in the works that I've been working with, and working with some close people with that.
Yeah.
Nothing set in stone as yet, but my passion for it is growing every day. Yeah. The last few days I was in Melbourne at an ambassador summit with Lululemon, and that really sort of I really connected to what I wanted to do, and that's moving into more of a mentoring role and still branching out and helping people.
And is that a physical mentoring role or like as exercise, or as like a bit
of both?
Okay.
Yeah, a bit of both. I really want to start helping people in a different way, and sort of be that, like I said, that mentor, that person to go to. And we're starting to create that slowly. But a lot of things are going to go into it, and we're going to go from there. So I think I've always had that connection with the mental health side of things, and want to explore, and as that's on the rise, I want to explore that and see where I can put my hand into that and help. I feel like I'm a person. I'm not going to. I feel like I'm a person of power.
Yep.
And I feel like I'm in a very powerful state, a very powerful position where I've got the opportunity to help. I've got the opportunity with the gym and the community that we've created and the culture we've created to really build something big, and really start to tap into people's minds and see and get that connection.
And do you feel you're in that position of power because you have gone through your own
battles? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And we've all seen dark days. I've seen many dark days, and definitely I know how it feels, and I think that's why I want to help others.
And it's fantastic. It's a brilliant thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially having Lululemon on board, a
Yeah.
massive fucking company. For those of you who don't know, run of the mill fitness gym sort of association has a big, I don't even know what it is, a big sort of handshake with Lululemon.
Yeah, we've got a very good connection and a very good relationship with Lululemon in the Rundle Mall store. And yeah, we've sort of grown together as like communities for the last 3 years, and it's been great. Shout out to all the lemons out there.
All the lemons.
But yeah, shout out to those guys and everything they've done for myself and the run of the mill community and it's all about the legacy you want to create with those guys, and hopefully I'm creating the legacy that that lasts on forever.
Oh, for sure. Sort of lastly, have you had much sort of pushback from other mill gyms? Because I know it can be a pretty competitive market.
Yeah.
Because anything with money involved, everything can get a bit fucking out there. Have you had any sort of run-ins with any other guys of like, no, we're doing this, don't you fucking do that? Because I know there's a few going down at the moment. I wanted to make a meme about, like, I wanted to have like all these like operators and be like whiling, like badass, like whiling combat, and then when like while they're veterans and have like little guys arguing, because that's like what it is on like Instagram at the moment, some guys. But have you that it can be a little bit toxic.
Yeah, I suppose I sort of just steer away from it. If it's happening on social media, I just won't follow it. Yeah. I'm not gonna bring myself into negative energy because there's no point for it. I think I know a lot of I know a lot of people who are close friends of mine that own gyms themselves, and we train together at each other's gyms, and it's awesome. Yeah. Like, I don't see it as competition, I don't see it as a challenge. I see it as an opportunity for me to grow, and to feed off these guys, and for them to feed off me and see what's going on in the fitness space in Adelaide, and it's only going to widen the market and widen the community, and if we can tap into people that way, mate, and everyone's winning, go for it.
Fucking oath. And I think that's sort of important. I almost think people have this mindset of like, well, if he makes another $100, that means I lose it. And you're like, it's not that at all. Trust me, there's enough bits of the pie to go around for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
There's always people, like, fitness industry is massively growing. As far as a society, we become unfitter.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's definitely happening.
Yeah, I think it's just booming at the moment, and there are gyms popping up all over the place, and I think the Adelaide fitness space is unbelievable. Like, there's some really, really good gyms around at the moment. And,
fucking nice.
Yeah, get around to them.
Yeah, bloody hell, sure. Especially Run of the Mill.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best. Go to the mall, but then Run of the Mill is that's the best one. You didn't come down and watch Ricky suffer through some tie flips.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's not that far away now.
No, it's coming actually not. Quickly. It's only like 3 months.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's coming very quickly. I better do some more training.
I did something the other day, and like, my forearms were like,
oh, really?
No, like, I'm trying to have a drink.
Too much piss on Taboo.
Don't bring it up. Someone from Channel 10's watching this. Just go, fuck, what's he done? No.
Yes.
And has social media helped you out a lot for your business?
Yes. Yeah, that's a way people can contact us, and that's what I took to straight away back when I was starting the business. The first thing I did was, like I said earlier, was get a logo. Something that people can recognise Run of the Mill from, and then from there was I got merchandise, and I didn't even have a gym, and I had merchandise, and it was like, what's going on here, but it was just to get it was to grow the brand and get it out there. It's like, oh, what's that? You know what I mean? So and shout out for all those OGs who bought merchandise straight away and believed in what I was creating, and it just goes to show, like, you put enough passion, you put enough effort into it, and people are going to really start to get around it. Yeah,
fucking knows. And how about your own fitness, like personally?
Yeah.
Is there any goals you're trying to set at the moment?
Yeah, well, I want to run a half marathon. Well, hopefully my body holds up.
Well, there's an ultra next year here in May if you keep.
Oh, yeah, well, no. Yeah. We'll see how we go.
We'll see.
So I'm keen to run a half marathon in August, which is down at the Barossa. Then September, we've got a CrossFit comp. I think that's out of Soul 365, which I'm doing with the lads and the ladettes from CrossFit Lactic, and then I'll throw my hat back in the ring with some triathlons and maybe aim myself at a half Ironman in February. but this is all dependent on my body.
It's like that with everything. It's like this is very dependent on how the rig holds up, the old battle chassis.
Yeah, the mind's good to go. It's just I got to do the right things by the rig.
That's literally what the guys said. I've got a couple of guys from Feed Uni on board with my run. I'll try and we know your mind will do it. That's the concern. The concern is I've worked with a few U-Mill guys and your mind will do it. The problem is you'll have no legs at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucked. You'll do it once, then you'll never walk again.
That's right. You just end up crawling the rest.
Oh, fucking oath. One of the guys has asked in the chat. I've wanted to be a bit fitter lately, but I find motivation to exercise is really lacking.
Yep.
I would consider myself unfit due to recovery from illness. What would be the best way to sort of start in exercise? Because that is the hardest thing. Is actually just that.
It's the mindset. Yeah, I think you got to want to do it.
Yeah.
Set yourself some small goals. Whether that's I want to do 10 push-ups by this amount of time. Whether I want to do. Aim yourself at something small, and then start to tick those small goals off as you go along. I think that's the best way to start. If you're looking at joining a gym, I know it's always hard. I suppose the hardest thing to join a gym is walking through the door for that first time. Once you get through that door, it's easy from there. The hardest part is to actually walk through the door. The biggest thing is set yourself some goals and make them achievable from the get-go. We always want to set humongous goals, and that's great, but set the little goals and go from there. And just have the want to do it. Yeah, have the want to do it.
And would you recommend getting a professional on board from the get-go, or sort of jump into it by yourself and then go?
Yeah, definitely. It's always best to move the right way. Quality of movement is always the best kind of movement. Seek yourself out a professional, whatever city you're in. If you're in Adelaide, come and hit me up. But yeah, definitely. But yeah, seek yourself a professional. You only have to start with once a week, and you'll just grow from there.
Yeah, and would you recommend pretty basic, like if you're really unfit, really basic things like push-ups, sit-ups, as far as your goals?
They're your fundamentals. Build on your foundation and go from there. Your squats, your push-ups, your deadlifts, all that type of stuff. Just nice. The basics are the best. At the end of the day, the basics are the best, and that's what we grow our foundation on. All the sexy stuff you see on the Instagram, that's come from years and years of training. But just stick to the basics, because that's what everybody does. It just doesn't look sexy on Instagram.
And everything's built off that.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
If you look at, I was watching this thing a while back actually of Dominic Klokov. Russian
Dmitry.
Dmitry Klokov, is it?
I met him.
I'm fucking jealous.
Yeah, I went and did his seminar a couple of months back out of Hilltop CrossFit, and it was intense. It was from 9 till 9 p.m. and
Jesus.
Yeah, if you ever want to told your shit a million times, go to his seminar.
he's a fucking beast.
He is.
I've seen him single arm snatch 110 kilos. That's like my deadlift.
Ridiculous. I think he push pressed 200 kilos or something the other day, and I don't know.
Jesus, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but he's such a really nice guy.
I could tell. Big Russian accent.
Yeah, and he'll tell you to shut the fuck up.
Good. I fucking love that. I'm so about that.
He's pretty real.
But I was watching this thing with him, and he was talking about Olympic lifts.
Yeah.
And how he was like, he was like, I think back squatting is for pussies.
Yeah.
Fuck back squatting.
Yeah.
But he was going off every single thing he does to build off a front squat.
Yeah.
He's like everything.
Yeah.
He goes, if you break down a snatch, a clean, everything, he's like, it's all. I felt as I was talking Russian there.
Yeah.
He's like, it's all a front squat.
Yeah.
And I guess a front squat is, but if you just do an air squat, you're not putting your arms no one does an air squat like this. You put your arms at the front, or you'll tuck them in.
Yeah.
So I guess where we're going with that is if you're starting out exercising
with your foundations,
like that,
you build from your foundations, and you'll always draw back to them at the end of the day.
Yeah, and you're not gonna. As long as you're under body weight, the chance of you actually hurting yourself is
very minimal. Yeah.
Very minimal.
Yeah, look for your low impact exercise at the start, and then just slowly build on it. But like I said, also look for that professional who's going to make you move correctly. Or unless you're going to do it at home, just film yourself so you know you're moving correctly.
Yeah, and I think one of the things a lot of people is they do feel intimidated going into a gym like yours. Is sort of as you go in, you'll think, fuck. These people are fucking monsters.
Yeah, and we do get that a lot on the social media. Yeah, we do get that a lot where it's like, I need to get a bit fitter to get to this gym. It's like, but that's what we do.
Yeah.
We make people fitter. That's how we do it.
And I guess that not being intimidated by that is a big thing.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
guys, because some people are very shy about that, about their health or their fitness, and it's almost like it's like that. I'm fat because I eat, and I eat because I'm fat.
Yeah.
It's like don't go to the gym because I'm too ashamed of not going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I guess, but the thing is, no one actually gives a fuck.
No.
Like you could be the fittest guy in the world,
Yeah.
and someone comes to the gym,
Yeah.
and actually the more elite you are, the more you're like, yeah, good on that person.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
fuck
Yeah, that's it. And it's not like we put somebody like that on a pedestal. They come in and do what they have to do. And I suppose when people come into the gym, they're always greeted, especially coming to our gym, they're always greeted by people. Handshakes and high fives will go around, and that's the best thing about our community. People will make you feel comfortable straight away, and that just comes down to the culture that we've created. And yes, I can understand how it can be intimidating. I get intimidated when I go to other gyms and I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what's this? Is this person going to judge me because I sort of look fit, and they're going to expect something out of me?
Go in with
or
the fat suit on.
are they just going to treat me like I'm a beginner? Because that's what I sort of want to be treated like. I go into a gym to sort of be coached, you know what I mean? So I can get intimidated, and I'm a fitness professional, so
Yeah.
I can understand how it feels.
And do you guys have any like open days or anything coming up for the gym?
Not as yet, but we do offer 5-day trials, and completely free for anybody who wants to come in and utilize that. And on the back of that, we're happy to work with you throughout that week and go from there.
Yeah, because I know the gentleman that asked. Now, he's an Adelaide fella, so
Oh,
he might end up coming down. I'll chuck him your deets after.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And another guy I know who's actually looking to join the army asked for the best exercise to gain a bit of weight. That he's a really leanly built guy, and just cannot put weight on.
Start eating, boy.
Yeah, that's what I would have said too.
Start eating. Hit some higher rep sort of movements. Stick to your compound lifts, like your squats, your deadlifts, your bench press, your overhead stuff, and start eating. Lift big to get big.
Yeah, fucking oath. Lift big, eat big.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then he'll be the guy going, I've got a dad pod. Help me out, Ricky. Oh, shit. Right, well, I think we might actually finish up there. That is 50 minutes-ish. So that went pretty quick.
Yeah, that went super quick.
That was really good. Chat about the fitness industry, everything. So if anyone has anything else, actually, we'll give them a minute if they have anything else.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Just because I don't want anyone to be like, and then miss out.
Yeah,
because we've averaged, say, 20 people or something throughout. So
yeah, cool. That's awesome.
But I tend we go over a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So the people are like, oh, it's been answered.
Yeah.
We'll just doubly make sure.
Yeah, no, that's fine, man.
So the same guy who asked about putting on weight, he's like, I eat absolutely like heaps and do like basic exercise. I just have a fast metabolism.
Yeah.
I'd sort of go that maybe he's doing like very body weight hit stuff that might just be burning all that fat instead of like really muscular, like
possibly.
Or
sometimes it's just really hard to put on weight for that. It depends what kind of body type you are. You know, I find it easy to put on weight, so I'm sorry for that.
Everyone's like, yeah, this prick.
Yeah, this bastard. It just comes down to what body type you are, I suppose, and sometimes it's just harder for some than others.
And especially being, I know the guy, young male.
Yeah.
Young males at that sort of 17 to 20 years period. You're not putting on weight. Your body's meant to be.
Yeah, wait till you hit those 30, 35, 40s and those old man strength.
Yeah. The dad strength.
My dad was always the strongest bloke.
He still is in his own mind.
He'd still kick my ass, I'll tell you that much.
At least I think my old man thinks the same.
Yeah.
Right, well, we might actually finish up there. That was brilliant. So thanks, Ricky, for coming in.
No
really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, excellent. Cheers.
So, we're knocking mics and everything over. That's fine. That's fine. We're at the end of that. So this was episode number 8, I said, with Ricky, who runs a gym in Adelaide, ex-veteran, Afghan vet. So thanks so much for coming in, Rick. As always, any support on watching this or anything is fantastic for me, making sure these podcasts keep going.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a massive couple of weeks coming up. We've got Dan Pronk coming on soon, so that'll be epic.
Awesome.
That is like a
We'll
god.
have to get him down to the gym.
Actually, we should.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Actually, we could twist his arm on that.
Yeah, I reckon we could.
But as always, everyone who's watching live or listening anywhere, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It keeps these going. Cheers.